Welcome to the Shenanigans podcast.
Good morning, good evening, and good afternoon all, and welcome to this fortnight's installment of the Shenanigans podcast, Artist Edition, the podcast series where I interview artists who are not super well known, but should be. On today's episode, I am joined by Austin, Texas-based indie artist Clarence James. Clarence James has been on the rise over the past couple of years with popular tracks such as Ronson Princess, I Think It Might Be Hell, and Losing You. In addition, he also recently released an album called F'd Me Up, which is easily one of my favorites from 2020. You should all definitely go and check it out. Please all welcome Clarence James to the podcast. Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to this fortnight's installment of the Shenanigans podcast, Artist Edition, the podcast series where I interview artists who are not super well known, but should be. On today's episode, I am joined by indie artist Clarence James. Let's go.
Yo.
I've actually been wanting to get you on this podcast for a while now. It's pretty crazy.
Nice.
Yeah, I think the first track that I heard of yours was either Ronson Princess or Not Just Anyone. I'm not too sure. And they hit hard. I'm telling you, they hit hard. You must have been. What were you going through when that happened? That's what I want to know. We can get into that when we're going through when we get into the questions though. Yeah. How are you doing though? How's the whole COVID situation for you?
Everything's going okay. I'm staying pretty safe as far as like going out and stuff. I don't ever like go out just at work and stuff. Just at the smoke shop. But as far as like COVID goes, I don't think I've had it yet. I just try to do my best.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
I don't think I've had it. I know a lot of people who've had it. Uni students in the UK just don't seem to care for some reason. Like, I be seeing people going to parties all the time on Snapchat. What's going on?
Yeah, same out here. I came home from the getting food or something, I forget, and there was a party going down across the street, and I was like, these guys have no, the music was all out and everything. They weren't even hiding it. I was like, these guys.
We're never going to be free, Clarence. I think that's something that we just need to realize. We're never going to be free of these shackles. It's crazy.
Yeah, it's definitely out of hand.
I swear, man. It is. And these anti-maskers as well. I don't think we have many of them here. I haven't noticed many of them. But I've seen videos of America and it's pretty crazy.
Yeah, definitely. I thought Texas was bad. I went to Oklahoma for a bit, and there was even more people walking through the grocery store, just no mask at all, not even caring. Here the HEBs are pretty strict on that, but yeah, the grocery stores out in Texas. But yeah, as far as people coming in without masks, I work at a smoke shop, so I feel like a lot of people just think it's chill in there.
Yeah.
and there would be so many people coming in without masks sometimes. I'm like, get out! There's signs all over the door that that are instructing you that we don't want you here if you're not doing that. Yeah, I've only had a couple people get mad, and I'll just be like, you go somewhere else if you're mad.
Yeah, for real, man. Yeah. I mean, where are you right now? How many are there many smoke shops where you are?
Oh yeah, I'm in Austin, Texas, so it's there's quite a bit. Mine happens to be right by a homeless kind of population too, so I feel a lot of those guys kind of don't care sometimes as well. So yeah. But as far as I feel like most people in this area that I'm in right now, they kind of got the mask thing in, I don't know, more well thought out about it than they're muzzling us. My freedom and my rights. There's not a lot of people like that.
Yeah, it's Americans care so much about freedom. I swear, it's funny hearing some of them talk sometimes. It sound like friggin' that one guy William Wallace from that one film. Do you Braveheart? The film was Braveheart. I don't know if you know which film I'm talking about.
I know what film you're talking about. I haven't seen it though.
I haven't seen it either. I just know that he screams freedom at the end. Okay, that's kind of irrelevant though. Let's just get into the episode. You've seen the podcast before.
Yeah.
You know that we always start off with a joke, and today is no different. So let's just get right into it. An Irishman is struggling to find a parking space. Lord, he says, I cannot stand this. Please open a parking space for me, and I swear I will give up the drink and go to Mass every Sunday. The clouds part, and the sun shines on an empty space in the car park. Without hesitation, the Irishman says, actually, never mind. Found one.
Nice.
But, yeah, it was another dead joke. Another episode, another dead joke. It's cool. We can get into the questions. You don't have to use pity laughs. It's chill.
That was kind of fun.
Oh man. Okay, let's just get into the questions. Yeah. So, I guess what I wanted to ask is like, how have you been keeping yourself cool during the COVID situation? Like, do you have any routines or anything like that you've been doing on the daily, or is it just like a do as you will kind of situation?
There's always like the music at first, and then there's like some meditation stuff I do sometimes. I used to be a lot like better at meditating and things like right when COVID was starting, I was pretty like consistent on that. But as it kept happening, I kind of got like restless, I feel like. And yeah, and even like with music sometimes I have to like turn to drawing nowadays because there's so much like free time and then like can't do anything else except for like do the music when I get back home. So I've started drawing again. That's kind of helped my like um restlessness, I guess. I don't know if you know Wim Hof, but I'll do that
Yeah.
someday. That guy's pretty. That guy has the technique right and about being relaxed. I feel like I do that some mornings, but yeah, just trying to do whatever I can to distract myself. I feel like from the fact that we can't go anywhere. Yeah.
Yeah, I understand, man. Yeah, Wim Hof is crazy, man. I'm telling you. I remember watching. I've seen a couple of things involving him. There was a Yes Theory video,
Mm.
and he was also on Joe Rogan. I think twice, maybe. I'm not too sure, but yeah,
Yeah.
he's crazy, man. Going into, I swear he's got like a couple of world records. I don't
Yeah,
know.
he for the like the ice thing, like his cold water exposure and stuff like that. I, I don't know. There's some videos I've watched that like I started doing it a lot when COVID first started because there's like an immunity aspect to it where he's like talking about how like it helps your immune system not be like shocked by like new viruses or things like that.
So you've been going into like you've been doing the ice thing that
Oh,
he does.
not often. I don't really fill up my tub with ice or anything. I'll take the cold showers sometimes to like let it kind of hit and try to relax and stuff. But uh, I'd say it's pretty beneficial. It's kept me kind of calm on like on most occasions. And I don't know, I haven't been sick for a while, like since I started doing it. So I guess he's kind of right when it comes to the immunity thing. I recommend it though. Cool guy.
Yeah, he's a really cool guy. Yeah.
Yeah.
I couldn't do the ice thing myself. Like this,
Yeah.
when I basically I didn't go to the gym for about from March all the way up until November or something, a stupid amount of months. So when I went back again, it was worse than when I started at the very first time. Like the muscle pain, the muscle fatigue, and all of that. It was pain. I tried having a
Yeah.
cold bath, right, to try and sort it all out. I couldn't do it. It was adding
Yeah.
pain to more pain, you know? It wasn't worth it. And after a couple of
Yeah.
days, I managed to not even a couple of days. I think about a week I recovered. It
Hmm.
was terrible.
Yeah, it's been like that. Like even like I skating before the pandemic started, and I stopped for like such a long time, just because skate parks would just be cluttered with people sometimes, because nothing else to do. And when I started it again recently, I was just like, did I like did I get COVID because my body seems so like not used to doing anything physical. I can't like breathe after a minute.
Yeah.
But yeah, I feel like we just haven't been getting enough exercise lately.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I've gained a stupid amount of weight. It's embarrassing looking at myself in the mirror
you look
sometimes.
good,
It's
man.
no, I don't, bro. Don't try to butter me up. It's I don't. Like I look at myself from this time last year, right before all of this started, and I'm like, why? Like I used to criticize myself this time last year, and there's not a lot of stuff that I wouldn't do to go back to the physique that I was in this time last year.
Same though, yeah.
It's embarrassing, but yeah. Cool. So I want to ask, if your music had to be a color, what color would it be? This is kind of a cheesy question, but just
I
go
like
with me
that
on this. Just go
question.
with me.
I'd say it, like, depends on what mood I'm in sometimes. I'd say as far as like the whole album Fuck Me Up goes, it'd be uh like a yellowish green, uh or maybe like pink or something. I don't know. But as far as like my music, the music I'm working right now is like a if I could put a color on it, um, maybe more of a dark forest green.
Really?
Yeah, it's I'm trying not to do, I don't know, trying to be like more experimental, less like just like standard indie sound. I feel like that was a lot of what fucked me up was that whole album. Um,
Yeah.
yeah, trying to just make more crazy sounds and make it a lot like dirtier sounding, but at the same time clean. Like I'm getting this whole studio set up, so I'm like hoping that it sounds more like professional and like tight knit. At the same time, just a lot more sounds than just like guitar and keyboard. So I think
Yeah.
that's like like guitar and keyboard just like ran straight throughout "Fuck Me Up," and there was no like real transition in the dynamics of the instruments at all, really. Uh,
Yeah.
but I'd say as far as I see it, like a kind of a green color, or at least that's I might just be saying my favorite color. My favorite color is green. But yeah,
Yeah, I get you, man. Yeah, I was honestly, I mean, I I feel like I should probably stop looking at album covers when I listen to albums because I just keep on thinking of Pink when I hear when I think about your album, to be honest.
yeah,
That's
it is bright pink.
exactly, yeah.
uh, so
I it's out there. I like it though. I mess with the album cover. It's actually pretty sick. Um so obviously the album was a breakup album. I mean, you've mentioned this in the past, but I just want to know if there is a bigger message that you want to bring through all of your artistry as a whole. So if we zoom out and look at it, is there a bigger picture, or is everything its own mini short story?
uh, as far as "Fuck Me Up" goes, I'd say that was kind of like a mini short story and like maybe a collage of like stories. I'd say as far as the big picture goes, it's like it, I think I focus on kind of sharing like my most human experiences and like experiences that like kind of everybody can relate to at a certain point. Even if it's like directed around a relationship or something, I feel like I like the only reason I ever really write music is like to just let go of the experience that I felt like strongly enough that I had to write something about it, like in lyric form.
Yeah.
Like as far as um, that message for that album, I'd say I'm probably not like following with it very much in the different albums. I think it's just really easy to write a breakup album just because they're emotions that you're like directly feeling, and there's
Yeah.
no kind of running away from them. There's no searching for what you need to write about or like trying to make it poetic. So it was like just a very emotional album. I feel like that one. And as far as the big picture goes, like I think I just try to like display my emotions pretty like um genuinely. I want to get like a genuine feeling across when I'm making any music. Everything's kind of like just telling my truth of what I'm feeling, I guess.
Yeah, yeah, I get what you mean. Yeah. Was there anything that you didn't expect while writing this album then?
I didn't expect it to go so fast because when like
I'm
like
assuming you must have had a lot of feelings then
yeah,
for this person while you were writing about them.
your assumption is kind of pretty correct. That like when I had lyrics, like I had not just anyone finished for a while, and I just hadn't produced it. I had Make Me Better finished for a while, but I just hadn't produced it, and some different things. But it was like after that, breakup, I just kind of went into like a state where I couldn't really focus on anything except for the breakup and my music, and just like
Tough.
laying in bed, all day. So it was just kind of only that. I didn't expect to finish it so quick. Like my friend told me recently, he was like, I remember the one that mixed the album for me, my homie Ryan. He was like saying how quick that I just busted out the album in like maybe a month or something. And then we like went on a mixing process for a while, and like tightening everything up. But yeah, it was just really quick, just because it was such sporadic emotion. And I think that's the main thing that I'm trying to like, I guess, not do with my next. I think I just need to think things out more. There's a bunch of fuck me up that I think could have been tightened up a lot more when I go back and listen to it. But at the same time, I like it a lot. I can't relate to it anymore, really. But
Really?
yeah.
So, I mean, you said that you go back and listen to it, but is it like, I don't want to say in your daily rotation, is it like is it music that you listen to as if you were listening to it, as if you were listening to another artist's music, or do you just listen to it sometimes just to think about what you could do better next time?
When I'm listening to it, I'm always listening critically, I think, so I can't really enjoy it. I always go into it with like what did I do wrong? Like a mindset, or what could I have tightened up, or what lyric could have been expressed more complexly so that it didn't just fit my emotional setting. Like what could have I done to it to make it relate to somebody else more sometimes. That's a lot of what goes on when I listen to Fuck Me Up, or just any of my music. I can't help but listen to it critically. Um, and I do, like, sometimes I try to like just dispel that kind of sort of thinking, and try to listen to it and enjoy it as if I were like a fan listening to it, or like a new person listening to it. And I'll just see if I can enjoy it if it wasn't my music. And I think I make music that I enjoy, but or that I would enjoy. But like as of late, like I'm trying to I'm kind of trying to I don't even know what I'm trying to do with my music. I'm trying to I'm trying to really put more complex feelings into it, like feelings of I don't know, just different type of, I don't know, my brain kind of trailed off, but yeah, I really can't, I really can't, I really can't ever listen to it without being critical most of the time. So I can't really put it in my daily rotation.
Yeah, man. I mean, like, what kind of topics have you been writing music about recently?
Well, when it does come to like something emotional, or like something that is troubling me, I'll try to, I guess, write about something that somebody might not be going through, as far as like a timestamp relationship, or like, I don't know, like something that happens short term. Because I also like just didn't struggle from like relationship problems. I also have like really bad like depressive episodes sometimes, and like super like crazy anxiety sometimes. So like lately I've been like, these feelings are hard to write about. Like it's like a more challenging thing to write about, because you can't just experience it and write about your experience. It's more like you're feeling things that you can't describe to somebody else, because it's like all internal like feelings. So that's kind of what I've been aiming my subject matter towards recently, is just trying to like write about my own experience without it relating to anybody else really, and maybe using like people or some things to personify like the way that it feels. But it's just more difficult. I think the album might take a lot more long to. I'm probably gonna have to record the instrumentals like way before I write the lyrics for it. And like fuck Me Up, where like the lyrics and the instrumental kind of just, I would just play them like, and the like words would come out, and it'd just be what I'm feeling. But this is like more of a, like I gotta sit and think about this like anxiety that I'm feeling right now sometimes, to work it onto paper and stuff like that.
Yeah, I get that. Like sometimes, for me personally, sometimes when I'm writing a thing, it's tough. I mean, nowadays it's just tough. It's hard writing music nowadays. I don't know why, but back like last year in particular, it was super easy to just take my consciousness and put it into my notes app. It was incredibly easy, right? Nowadays, I don't even know what I'm thinking anymore. I think lockdown might be affecting me in that sense. I think that might be a way that COVID's affecting me. I don't know.
I think so too. I think it's like all about just like when we're out and about, like our brains just have a lot more, I guess, stimulation to just think about things. I guess like more like linear. I feel like when I'm trapped in a room all day, my brain just gets put like inside of that room in a box kind of, and it's just like the thoughts can't really escape because I can't go do something. Like even like as far as like I said, I used to skate sometimes. That even used to help a lot with like the way I would think about anything really. It's just like as long as I'm looking and doing stuff all day, I can figure out stuff easier. But yeah, I feel like if we're just chilling all day, it kind of just sucks for mental movement.
It really does. Yeah, I think that thing you said about being boxed in is actually a really that makes a lot of sense, because when you're boxed in physically, it can also box you in mentally as well. Like, I
Yeah,
don't know, sometimes I just look out of the window and it's like a bit of WD-40 just got sprayed on the gears in my brain or something,
literally. Yeah,
it's crazy. But nowadays it's like I yeah, I'm just staring at a laptop all day.
yes.
It's it's not good. It's not good for the mind. It's not good for the body. People need to stop partying. People.
Yeah. Yeah, and I used to be like heavy introverted most of the time when I'm like out and stuff, but like it is something I miss about pre-pandemic is like even if I don't talk to that many people when I'm out, I like observing it. Like I like seeing like what people are doing and like everything that's happening. When everybody's socializing, it's just like a great thing to be a part of if you're not even participating in it. And that's just I don't know. It's hard not being able to just see people interact. It's like the
Yeah.
same way. I'll even like it's hard not to see people's facial expressions nowadays. It's kind of annoying. Like I have new like coworkers that come and work for me sometimes, and I'm like not for me with me work with me sometimes, and they'll I'm owner of the shop. uh,
It's that power. You're feeling powerful today. Okay, I
I'm
see.
feeling super powerful today, but new coworkers will come in sometimes, and I'll think like, dang, I haven't seen this person without a mask yet, and I've been chilling with them in the same room for like 24 hours. It's like it seems like just everybody's like vibe has just been separated a little bit.
Yeah.
Just I don't know. It's hard.
Like, it's like you can't connect with people properly anymore, you know?
Yeah, exactly. Like it sucks.
Yeah, man. Um, cool. So what I want to talk about is the track. Oh no, in fact, actually, I want to talk about the album because a bit more, because
Hmm.
it seems to me that there was a whole story behind it, I guess. Am I right in saying that?
Yeah, definitely. The
Yeah.
story, yeah, the story forward is mostly like emotion based, like me, like how it felt. I wanted the first like leg of the like album, legs of the album, to be striding on like this is like emotional turmoil. This is like feeling like I just got like torn apart from something, and I need to like sew myself back up by the end of the album. Like I want it to be kind of fully like emotionally done with uh all like the negativity by the end of the album. And I think it solidified pretty well at the end of the album too. Like the last song "Forget" came when I was like thinking a whole lot about how even though everything was so negative, like everything was very very negative by the end of our relationship. uh I was thinking very positively about the experience, like the whole, like even all the negative emotions and stuff. I was like, wow, I felt like raw human emotions, and I can't be like mad about that. I guess it's like just the experience, and and I don't know. I think it tied the story together of like down to up pretty well.
Yeah. I
Yeah.
get that. I definitely get that, actually. So I guess most stories have a moral, right?
Mm.
What I want to know is if this album had a moral to it, like if this story had a moral to it, what would it be?
The moral would probably be like uh get over your codependency issues. Like don't don't ever do that again. Don't simp like that again, because it wasn't worth it in the end. One, and it's like the moral was, I guess, like it definitely does. Yeah, you'll find an understanding of like the song in the end, where I said like what did I say? It's like, I have to read the lyrics. There was a part where I think I said something about like being. It was just a very like that you will understand in the end song. Like everything will come to an end, and everything will you'll be shown the explanation to whatever it was. And I do think that about like any negative issue. I think there's like an explanation for it somewhere if you like dig deep about it. I meditated on like all the negatives of that experience a lot, and I think that the main moral from it is just like in the end you'll kind of have like a really broad scope of what happened, and I mean, if your intentions are right about getting over it, like if your like brain is in the right place when it comes to like the end of something like that, like you'll probably be shown everything pretty positively, even though it was like super bad.
Yeah, it's tough once you actually like start thinking about how you are acting after something like that is done, and you realize, yo, I was simping hard, and I never want to fall into that trap ever again. That's
and like when I said earlier about how I don't relate to the album at all anymore, like that's like the main thing I'm talking about. It's like I can't ever see myself having that happen ever again, and like reacting the same way, or even like writing the same way about it. I'd probably like have a whole different viewpoint for how I viewed this situation, because I've like, I guess I've like just lived and learned and like seen what it can do to like my emotional state, somebody else's emotional state, like the ties like in like friends and things like that. Like I now seeing that, and me also just being like a super like emotional person, I think that the experience is like pretty drilled into my brain, and I can't like relate. Like when I listen back to the things, I do like feel those same emotions sometimes, like damn, I was going through it. But as far as like, you know, like all the time listening to it, I'll be like, I'm not feeling simpy today. I'm in a good mood. I'm in a happy relationship now.
Yeah. Feeling like I don't know, you get like that Future vibe, you know, like Future, where my days, I be seeing memes about Future all the time. I don't know if you see them yourself, but like that's how I be feeling sometimes. Sometimes I be feeling like the Weekend lyrics, or what's his name, Brent Fire's lyrics or something like that. I'm just like, man, I'm gonna go break some hearts today. Revenge for slavery, bro. I'm sick of it.
Literally.
Yeah. I'm assuming you're not fully white yourself. I'm assuming you're not white.
Yeah, I'm like my mom is white, my dad is black, and a bunch of like other things mixed with both of them, I think. But yeah, for the most part, Black and Caucasian.
I get you, man. I get you. Yeah. I mean, that's cool though. That's cool. I'm sure you get a lot of, people suddenly interested in like. I'm sure you're suddenly a whole lot more interested because you've got some color in your skin, I guess. I don't know.
Yeah, definitely. It was like it's interested in like what.
I don't know, like people are like, whoa, you must be so you're so exotic or whatever they say. I don't know what they say.
Yeah, sometimes it's I don't know. As far as people talking about like race, when they're talking about like me, I'm always like, I never know how to like discuss it with people that are talking about either attraction or like racial like inequality, because I mean I've definitely felt unequal at times, but like sometimes I don't, and I'll definitely think that somebody is like attracted or like fetishizing off of like me being mixed or something. Sometimes like my hair, sometimes when I was a kid, they're like, you got that good hair. I'd be like, I'm getting dreads, and I don't want to deal with my hair.
What is good hair? What does good hair mean? Like,
I don't know. They're like, but I remember hearing it, and I'd be like, what are you talking about? Like my hair isn't very. it's pretty frizzy. It's kind of frizzy, to be honest. It's like when it's not in dreads, I can't like have a proper afro even. It's just like it's like a frizz ball up there. So like when people say that, like I don't think I have that. Maybe I just didn't moisturize correctly. But 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 yeah, like I'll tell people when we're talking about like racial stuff, as like a lot of it was happening. Um, uh, I mean, pretty like I don't know. African time is like so dilated in the pandemic. Why is like I think every day is like the same. I couldn't like think dates.
Was it last week or a year ago? Like you don't
Yeah,
even know
literally.
anymore.
I was like, when was this even happening? But yeah, after understandably, everybody got like excited about like racial inequality and stuff. When people would talk to me about it, my opinion is just always like I value like good people, and like as far as like moving forward in like today's age, all that it really is one, like take down corporations that
Yeah.
are causing like crazy inequality in, I guess, the workplace or things like that. And as far as like individual circumstances, like bad people are gonna be like bad people and good people are gonna be good people. Like I've definitely felt discrimination before, but I've also felt like for the most part pretty accepted wherever I go. But that's also just like people say like light skin privilege a lot, and I feel like that's definitely a thing a lot of the time. Everybody has their privilege, and it sucks. Like it's like I don't think anything is ever gonna be equal, like realistically.
Absolutely,
Yeah, it's a sad world that we live in.
I mean, honestly, the thing you said about feeling accepted everywhere you go, honestly, I used to think that like a little while ago about myself until I went on Omegle.
Yeah, that's a dumpster part of the internet. That's definitely one of the like garbage cans of the internet.
That website, Clarence, I'm telling you, it's not good for a person of this skin tone. It's dangerous.
Yeah. I feel like people that have like their like anonymity definitely would be a lot more indecent about their like ignorances on like Omegle and places like that.
The thing is, it's not even anonymity though. Have you seen people with their whole faces out? It's usually right. The ones where it's just like white people with the friggin' Confederate flag on their t-shirts. I have had a couple of people like that, by the way.
Oh my god!
Like those ones where they just scream nigga, nigga, like those ones don't really get to me, to be honest. But it's the ones who actually have a conversation with you, and they're like, "Oh, you one of them British niggers," like with the hard R, like they fully roll their R like they're like South American or something. Like those ones actually get to me a little bit, and they shouldn't. They really shouldn't.
No, they shouldn't, but they do. Yeah.
Like it's because I don't know. It just feels like they're a bit more intellectual, and they should know better. They should know better.
I feel like everybody should know better because, especially with the internet, like people know nowadays with the internet. I never understand. I love it when people get shit for it. Yeah. Because it's like if you get shit for it, you deserve it because you know. It's like you just know, especially if it's going on the internet, especially if it's a celebrity or like something like that. I'm
telling you,
like you dummy, you idiot, like even if you are an ignorant person, I love you getting flamed on the internet just because you know that, like I even tell people all the time, like some black people don't care if white people say the N-word or like other races do, but in public on the internet, like you're going like I feel like the majority of African Americans or people of African descent anywhere are kind of sensitive to that, you know. Yeah. And if they don't react to it, they're gonna like feel a kind of certain way about it. So you just have to know that you're gonna get shit for it, and you probably deserve it. I don't know, like everybody.
I'm telling you, the ones where it's usually white ladies who just start crying when they realize that they're being recorded. Like, you're done. You've lost your job, Karen. It's over. It's game over.
Literally. It's like we have the internet now, and it's powerful, and it's like, exactly. And I love Yeah.
Time to open up the trust fund, or I don't know what you guys have over there, but time to open up your savings and your emergency funds, because your job's done.
Literally. Yeah, I don't understand people like being ignorant nowadays. Like even if you aren't doing it because you're a good person, do it for like your own personal like like you don't want to get fired from your job. Like just do it out of fear. Like just don't be scared. Don't be racist because you're scared at least because it's just annoying. Like like I don't know.
Yeah, no, it's that's one of the reasons why I'm so glad to be black. Because honestly, sometimes I be seeing white people just dodging the N-word in tracks, right, in songs, and I just be thinking, man, I would hate to be white and have to deal with that every time I'm rapping. Because there was this one time I was at prom, Gold Digger by Kanye West came on, and I was like, I stood there, right? I stopped dancing. I just stood there and I stared at everyone. I just watched everyone, looked all around me. And I saw a couple of awkward glances and I was like, yeah, you better not say it. Yeah. Imagine being white. Like, imagine not being able to say it during rap songs. Like, that one where they're like, nigga, I'm 100% nigga, or that, other songs like that. Like,
yeah, it's definitely one of those things where I'm just glad I don't have to like restrict myself. But it's like I don't know, like it's like sorry, buddy, like blame your ancestors, not us. Like we didn't do it to our ancestors, so it's like you got to take the fall for that. I mean, if I have white friends, like, and they just know what's up. They're like, why would I do that? Just why. And the main thing is like I love when people are like, why do people want to say it sometimes? That's it. Because I can restrict myself in words pretty easily. Like when on Twitter, if somebody is like getting mad about something new that I didn't know about, it's like, okay, I guess it's just like the now I know mindset. It's like okay, I didn't know about that, but now I know, so like why would I disrupt that area of energy for somebody else? Because like I guess some people just like being dicks. I like being a dick sometimes. It's kind of funny, but like
I'm not gonna lie, it's
but at the same time, when you're offending like whole groups of people, like I just be prepared when people get angry. That's why I tell people, like, be prepared if you're offending a large group of people, because they'll get angry.
Yeah, unrelated, but the K-pop fandom on Twitter, the Nicki Minaj the Tyler the Creator fandom, just all of those fan bases on Twitter, they're dangerous. They're dangerous people. I saw someone get doxxed by a Nicki Minaj fan for
I never want to have
bad. Yeah,
I never want to have fans like that. If I ever did get like that famous, or like that, if like my music gained that much popularity, I'd want my fans to be just chilling out. Like, don't stand me, because it's weird. Like
that's probably why Frank Ocean hasn't dropped a track in ages, or an album in ages.
I think that's why I saw like a tweet that was like, I think it was Zach Vier. He was like, how do I be an artist in today's age without being on the internet? Because this shit is scary. Or, like, this shit just sucks. Yeah. And they're just like, ask Frank Ocean. I was like, wow, he really do just, he's very out of the loop of like being talked about. And that's exactly how I would try to be if I was like of that stature. Just like, I don't want to be in the loop of like celebrity gossip or like fans being like crazy. Like, I'm just gonna be out of the loop.
Yeah, that's true. I mean, it's still like people stan Frank Ocean. Like, I don't know if you remember what happened at Camp Flognor with Drake.
It was dumb.
that was crazy. That was crazy. People screaming, "What? The biggest rapper in the world, possibly the biggest artist flat out in the world, Drake, in front of all these people, a surprise performance as well, and people are screaming, "Where is Frank? Where is Frank?" If I was Frank, I'm not gonna lie to you. If I was Frank Ocean, I'd feel like a king for the next. I'd either feel like a king or lower than I've ever felt before in my life. No in between. Like, it's crazy. They booed Drake off the stage. But yeah, so what you were gonna say? I interrupted you. I'm sorry.
No, you're good. I don't even remember. I was just gonna say, like, yeah, I'm sure he was It's like, dang, they love me. I think about it. But at the same time, I was like, I watched it on somebody's live stream when it was happening. Like I was watching the vlog and all like on the website type deal or like Twitch, I think it was.
Yeah.
And they like ended it for that show, and like everybody was like, oh my God, where's the live performance? Where's the surprise guest? And they're like, is it Frank? Is it Frank? And they're like, nah, it's whatever. Then I started hearing people say, no, it's Drake. A lot of people were just like saying that it was Drake, and I was like, oh, I wonder how they feel about that.
They didn't feel good about it.
And then somebody posted the link to somebody's like Instagram live, and I was like, I want to see how they feel about that. And I was like, I'm sure they're disappointed, but I was like, dang, I was like watching the girl's video. I think the one that went like pretty viral everywhere. I was like watching her like live stream, and a bunch of people were on it. Like they were blowing up her live stream, and everybody was just like, God damn, like it was tragic. I guess.
Oh man, imagine being Drake getting booed off the stage. Drake was just getting disrespected that year, because I remember there was a video that came out a little while after that of Drake just chilling at a party, and someone was like, "Excuse me, who invited you here?" And he just looked confused as hell. He was like, "Myself. I'll show a clip here. Hopefully, I don't get like
copyright or something."
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
I mean, at the same time, like everybody has to be like humbled sometimes. Like if I was like a celebrity dealing with like a state of like just being unhumbled, I'd probably accept it. Like if I was Drake, I'd be like, damn, I guess I'm just on top most of the time. I gotta be like bumped down a couple notches, like fix my ego a little bit.
I guess so, man. Yeah, but it's sad for Drake. That must have been a tough time for him, because I swear that was around the time when he had to like announce his son Adonis as well.
Yeah, Pusha T.
That beef is crazy. Pusha just like went off, and that revealed that Drake's got this secret son that doesn't even look like him, that no one seems to have known about. It's just it's crazy, man. But look, okay, let's get back to the topic of the podcast. We kind of digressed a lot here, but I like where this was going. I'd say one of my favorite lyrics from your tracks, like on the just in general actually, is probably from the first track on the album. That being, the name slips my mind. Can't be sure, right? Don't want to take the heart emoji out of her name. That line, I feel like a lot of people relate to that line there, because it's almost like you're accepting that things are actually over, you know, like when you actually have to physically do things rather than just mentally accept that things are over. You actually have to, like, you know, delete their pictures, or, you know, even like, as you said, take the heart emoji out of their name. But I want to know about like lyrics that you wrote and then you actually like felt something while writing them.
Let me think. I know that was like one of them, because it was like it was just one of those things that was like, it was a pivotal moment for the ending of a relationship for me. So I was like, I focused a lot on it, like more than I should have probably. I was kind of happy that lyric was like given to me in the process of that, like throughout, like just through circumstances. I was like, oh, at least I got a good lyric from doing it. Like it wasn't for no reason. I guess the real reason should be like just getting over it. But I was like, as far as the like what I'm gaining from this, I got a lyric. I'm trying to think lyrics that mean stuff to me. Like all of them really, but like if I were to narrow in on some of them, I'd say, and I think it might be Hill. There were a lot of just dealing with like depression and things like that in my own way of like having like a army of people like in my head. In that song, I was like really towards the end of it, like everything as far as like the things that I was putting into the song, like people or like dogs or like a female saying something to me or like wanting to do something. It was all just like supposed to personify like parts of like myself that are always like attacking me. So like I guess that song really resonates with me a lot as far as like emotions go, because I really put like my emotions into like life with things on that one. I have to like read my lyrics sometimes. I'd be forgetting about them.
I get it. Yeah, it's
Yeah. Um, there was a lot of just heartfelt lyrics on Fuck Me Up. I guess again, another one is at the end of the album on Forget, when I'm going through the whole like, you saw the best of me, I saw the best of you, you saw the worst of me. I think I say it wrong, but that line really hit me hard when I was writing it, and that was like a song I produced in one day. I was like, this is just like all these emotions have to come out right now, because I feel like really content. And that lyric was like, sometimes I think like thoughts are just like given to me from that, but I was just like blessed with that thought of like, wow, like I really did have like lots of highs in this relationship and lots of lows in this relationship, and I really did give like my best emotions, like I feel like, during this relationship, and a lot of like my worst. So I was like, that's just a really, I guess, like deep thing that I could say for myself. Like, yeah, it was just very deep emotions that I was feeling. Like, so that one resonates with me a lot when I listen to it. Make Me Better has some that that song is basically like me just like, wow, I'm shitty. So like
yeah.
really having to like just deal with my own shit, or like wanting to get over my own shit. That was something that like really felt good to get out. Just like even just screaming the chorus, like "Make Me Better," it made me feel like good singing it, because I was like, yeah, I do want to be better. Probably the main one, I don't know why I'm like skipping over this one. Probably the main probably the main lyrics that are I think the best on the album are on like "Learn My Lesson" and "Switch Perspective," because I don't know if like a lot of people got that song like from like saying a switch perspective, because that whole song was like supposed to be like my person that I was having this problem with talking to me, and like that whole song was supposed to be like them like I wish that I could tell you something when you're asking why, but you were yelling, you were cussing, so I put on my disguise. Like that's them like when we were like talking about something, and I'd be like, why the hell can't you tell me what you want? Like, well, I don't know why you like what's going on, like just not having clarity. That was like me trying to understand like when they're talking to me, and I'm like mad about them not having clarity. That doesn't like clear things up for them at all. So it's like that song was super good to get out for me, because I was like trying to come up with like an understanding just by dipping into their brain, like why would they want to talk to me if I'm like angry about the situation, or like why would I don't know, I was just trying to put myself in their shoes that whole entire song. So
Yeah,
I'd say that song was really like, after I wrote all the lyrics for it, I was like, wow, I think I really fought myself pretty well from their perspective, because I think they kind of aired out everything that they probably were thinking about the way I was acting, because I was acting kind of shitty sometimes.
yeah.
Yeah. Toxic relationship will bring the worst out of you.
Yeah, they do.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've been called out a couple of times actually. They always say it's because I'm a Gemini. I don't really believe in that kind of stuff, but I mean, Kanye and other people like that are Geminis as well, and I can see a bit of myself in some other famous Geminis, and it's just I sometimes I just think, man, what if this stuff actually might be true?
That's same. Yeah.
And then, and then I come to my senses and I'm like, wait a minute. Wait. Like,
I like talking about that stuff sometimes, because it is like I've been, because I'm a Pisces, and I've like, my mom has told me before, she's been like, you're such a Pisces, and I know she doesn't even believe in that stuff that much, but like I guess I fit mine pretty well. I've been told by other people too, like, that it's very Pisces of you. Like, it, after I tell them, they're like, oh, okay, I get it. And I'm like, what does that even mean? Is that like a negative connotation that you're getting? Yeah. But the only reason I kind of believe in that kind of stuff sometimes, like, I think where we're at on Earth and like our tie to like whatever's above us kind of correlates sometimes, because there was a period in time, like right when COVID was starting. I always tell people about this when they talk about astrology, because it's like the only thing that I can kind of relate to, like in real time events, that can coincide with it. But I was waking up at 3:30 every night. I was waking up at 3:30 every single night. And I would wake up and pee sometimes and go back to sleep, look at my phone. I'd be like, oh, it's like 3:33, 3:35. And I'd be like, I woke up at 3:30 today. And as it started happening over and over again, I kept noticing it. And I would tell like my friends about it and stuff. And like, because it wouldn't be every night that I woke up and noticed it. But there was one night that I was at a friend's house and he was like wanting to see if I would do it. They were both up. I was sleeping, and they were like, I want to see if he wakes up at 3:30 as he says he does. And I got up, and he goes, "Hey CJ, you woke up at 3." He's like, "You woke up at 3:30. It's crazy." And I was like, "Cool." And I kind of just went back to sleep. But I when that happened, then I was like, I probably do this like I'm doing this like every night, and I don't even notice because I wasn't like all the way awake. When I got up, I just popped up and like looked around for a second, and he kind of woke me up like all the way because he was like, "Hey yo," and I was like, "What?" So that was weird for me, and I was like, that made me think that where we're at like on scale of like what is above us or whatever. I think it does kind of have little effect on how we're feeling, I guess, or like what's going on in our lives. Because that was just something that was happening way too consistent for me to like ignore, I guess. I was like, this is definitely happening, and like it could be just my subconscious thinking about it now that it's going on. But I was like, even if it's that, I can't like disregard it. So that astrology shit I don't know, could be something to it.
It could be. I mean, I like to think that there isn't, just because like I don't need people thinking they know my entire personality just because they know what day I was born. That's ridiculous. Yeah.
Yeah, I do think it kind of takes broad like personality traits and puts them into like your signs sometimes. And I'll be like, I don't act like that.
Exactly, man. Yeah. Do you know what? I think that's a good place for us to move into our last segment, that being Would You Rather. Would you rather questions being, I don't think I need to explain Would You Rather questions to you. Let's just get into it. Would you rather be known for the best insult in history or the best joke in history?
See my like confrontational side wants to say best insult because it'd be like real funny just to like if somebody's arguing with me and I just like go crazy with an insult on them, it'd be funny as hell. Yeah. But at the same time, like a joke lives on. I probably the best joke because like a joke would like live on forever and be like reworked into different jokes and like it's making everybody laugh. Probably more positivity involved in that.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah. Did you do that 16 personalities thing, by the way? Have you ever done that?
I think I did. I came out to. I don't remember what I was, but it was pretty like it was on par with like the way I think about. It was like on point with the way I think about most of my thoughts. I was like that personality test was pretty on point. Yeah.
I get you, man. Yeah. Because I was gonna say that sounds a bit like a debater type, to be honest.
Yeah.
I don't know. Yeah. So all right, next one. This one's a bit morbid, but then again, it's been a couple of years since these things have happened, so I think we can ask this one. Would you rather find yourself on board the Titanic or inside the World Trade Center 5 minutes before disaster?
Like trying to think about how fast I can get down those steps, like down the elevator.
Yeah, I swear, man.
But I don't know what floor am I on. But
how many floors are even in the World Trade Center? I swear there's like a bazillion floors.
Yeah, probably the World Trade Center because it's I guess if there was like inevitable way, actually nah, that's scary. That's scary as shit. Because like, what if I didn't just get clapped by an airplane? And what if I'm just like one of those people that had to jump because they didn't want to like
oh man, yeah.
Yeah. So it's like one of the that one's hard. Fuck it, Titanic. I'd be Wim Hofing like a motherfucker.
I swear. Nah, I don't know if I do the Titanic. I might just do the World Trade Center because I don't know. The World Trade Center got hit pretty high up, so yeah. I don't know what would like. Let's say I am 5 floors above where the plane hit. Let's say that.
Yeah.
I don't know if I would make it down. Like, because the thing is, the fire must have gone down and up. It must have hit like a radius of at least 5-10 floors maybe, I don't know, before the buildings actually just crumpled. So I don't know, man. I'd still choose the World Trade Center. It would be really interesting to look at, people's reactions in real life, because I was literally only 3 months old when it happened. I don't know about you, but it was.
I was very young, like baby.
Yeah, exactly. I'd definitely like to see that happening. But then again, I would be old now. But then I'd be older if I experienced the Titanic, though. So, I'd probably be dead by now if I experienced the Titanic, actually. And I most likely wouldn't have survived because, again, the color of my skin. So
I think they jinxed themselves way too fucking hard with the Titanic. They were like, it won't sink. It just won't. It's like, it can't happen. Like, and it's like the one major cruise ship that sank. Like, it's like, what?
I swear, like, literally, I'm sure God was just in heaven looking down, like, yeah, I mean, I don't know about that one.
They were way too confident.
All right. This won't sink. Like, it's sounding like the flex tape guy, like.
Literally, they were just trying to market the shit out of that boat. Like, anybody that's scared of boats, anybody that's scared of sailing, they were just like trying to get them on.
I'm just thinking, right? Like, literally, that's what all anyone would say. It just I shouldn't be laughing so hard because like hundreds of people died, but it's like, oh man, it just won't sink. Like, okay,
for real.
I'm done. Oh, my days. Okay. I'm gonna be laughing about that after this episode because like they really jinxed themselves that hard.
Yeah, for real.
Man. Okay. So let's say you've been living your entire life in VR, so virtual reality, without realizing it, and you have the choice to wake up and leave the situation. Do you do it? You taking the blue pill? I think it was the blue pill.
I think it was a red pill, but I haven't seen The Matrix in a long time, so I might be wrong.
Yeah, neither have I.
But honestly, it depends on like the pros and cons. Like I think if I knew that I was in a simulation, I wouldn't care about like if I knew for a fact, like it was like no. Sometimes I usually think that we're like in a type of simulation, not like actually just VR, but it's like I feel like our souls are in simulation with everything. Like it's just weird. I can't think about it, but if I didn't know, I'd probably just chill and stay because like obviously I wanted to jump in here for some reason. It's like, so I'll probably just chill out. I'll probably tell people and like fuck their minds up, and then maybe think I'm crazy. But I'm like, I gotta tell you, like this is how I found out. I'd probably just fuck up the system. I glitched the whole thing out.
Yeah, that'd be crazy. Just start seeing people like, I don't know, just like having spasms and tics and stuff. That'd be crazy, man. Yeah, I definitely, I don't know if I would leave the simulation. I don't know.
It depends which one is more painful.
Yeah, exactly. Because like, the thing is, in this question, right, in this pitch, you don't know what life is like outside of the simulation.
Okay. Yeah, I'd probably just leave this. Not leave. I'd probably just stay in the simulation just to wait it out. I guess it kind of just verifies that there's life after the simulation. That's like the main thing. Like my biggest fear is like death. So it's like that's the only thing that is really tying down my like life in the simulation. So I'd be like, now that I'm not scared of death anymore, I know I'm just gonna wake up like outside of the simulation. Like fuck it, I might just enjoy it.
Exactly. That's what I'd be doing in dreams sometimes when I realize that I'm dreaming. I just go to the biggest guy in this area and just sock him in his jaw just for no reason, just to see what happens. And yeah, then I wake up.
There's that whole slow motion thing where he's like beating your ass, and like that ever happened to you where you like moving but you can't like move right in a dream?
That sucks. That sucks. Like literally, it's like I'm punching through water or something. It's just it's not good. But yeah, man, it's dreaming, lucid dreaming is crazy. Yeah. Would you rather live the rest of your life with a smudge on your glasses or a small rock in one of your shoes?
I'd probably say a smudge on my glasses because most of my life is like already through smudges on glasses. Like I'm pretty bad about cleaning my frames unless it's like actually just dirty. I'll kind of just chill with the smudge there for weeks until I clean my glasses. I just don't like seeing very much, I guess.
Yeah. I get you. I mean, how bad is your vision actually exactly?
It's like let me just see. Like as far as reading this, I have to be like this close to read it, or else it's
Right.
gonna be blurry. Yeah, so it's pretty bad.
Yeah, I get you. Yeah, I mean, I got lucky. I have 20/20 vision, and both of my parents wear glasses. My dad wears them literally all day, every day. My mom just doesn't wear them for some reason. But yeah, sometimes life just gets to the point where you just don't even want to see. Like,
It's like I'm blind and I'm fine. I just don't even care.
yeah, literally. I'll be walking down the street sometimes and I just see something where I'm like, man, if I was wearing glasses, I wish that I wasn't wearing them at this point.
For real.
Yeah, man. Would you rather every shoe ever fits you perfectly or always wake up with perfect hair?
Uh, I probably the shoe thing. I don't pay attention to my hair that much, so it's like when I do wake up, I kind of just like push it out of my face, and I'm like,
Really?
I'm straight. Yeah.
That's-
So just throw a bandana on it.
yeah, man, I
Yeah.
get you. Well, I'm going with the hair thing. Shoes, it's whatever. Like I can figure out my shoes, but hair, like I said at the start, hairdressers here have been closed, and I'm trying to wake up with my twists looking perfect every day instead of this friggin' mushroom on top of my head.
I feel that.
This isn't a look that I want to maintain. Yet
Yeah.
I've recorded 3 episodes with this hairstyle, and it's not looking like it's going to change anytime soon because people just keep on. Again, people with the parties, like every single week. It's painful. It's painful, man.
Yeah. It's annoying as fuck.
Yeah, man. Yeah, so I'd have to go with perfect hair, to be honest. Yeah. Okay, so this is my final question actually for the episode. Before I let you go on your way, Clarence. You are heard by everyone on Earth right now for 10 seconds. What do you say?
It's a hard question. I tell everybody. I probably have to like think before I say it. I have to try to find a minute to like get everything I'm saying to like 10 seconds of words. But I'd be telling them that they should not listen to other people's opinions as much as they listen to their own opinion. And that's not even being like good opinions or bad opinions. Like it's just like opinions in general. Like when you're presented with something, you shouldn't take it and have it be their opinion that you're taking in. I would just tell them to always formulate your own ideas behind any situation that you see. Yeah, that's the point I would be trying to get across, but I probably have to think about it a lot more.
Yeah.
No
That's-
group think.
That's really no group thing. Stop being sheeple. Yeah. I get you, man. Yeah, that's a really interesting one. Actually, I don't think I've had anything like that before.
Yeah, it's just I think that's just my like basis for like how I think that like if I think world peace would be achieved, I think it'd be achieved by like everybody literally having like a fully formed like their own opinion about a situation as the like I don't know. Imagine like somebody has a racist parent or something like that. Imagine them taking what they're saying to them and instead of like taking their opinions, like fully forming their own opinions about what they're saying to them. It's like then you would have somebody that like I just rationalizes better, instead of like actually just taking what you hear. So it's always that's like I think the main reason that people argue on Twitter and everything is that like they don't get their own opinions from like their self. They have to get it from like another person or somewhere else. So like, you always have to just squeeze it out of like your own brain, like really think about what you're seeing.
Yeah. We definitely make a lot of progress as a society if people just had their own opinions and, didn't look at the comments to try and figure out how they should feel about something.
Exactly. It's like I don't know, and I do it too. It's like I'll like see
Yeah.
a science article or like some real like weird thing that like resonates with my own opinion or like my own ego. But then it's like after that, it's like you have to acknowledge that it isn't your opinion sometimes that you're thinking. It's like whatever was just said to you that you're thinking. So you gotta, I don't know, I guess just think more about what you see, because everything is pretty like face value. It's not that deep, to be honest, but at the same time, like you are pretty deep. Like your own like personal universe, like what you think about things is a very deep thing that's going on with yourself. So like, yeah, rationalize it.
Yeah. That's so true, man. Yeah. Do you know what? I think that's a good place to end off this episode, actually. So, Clarence James, do you have anything you'd like to say to the listeners before we round things off here?
All my new music is better than all my old music, so keep an eye out because it just has better stuff. And also thanks for having me on. It was a very nice talk.
Yeah, exactly. This is actually one of my favorite episodes that I've recorded. I think this was a good one. Nice. I really enjoyed this. Thank you for appearing.
Thank you for having me. Of course. Yeah,
it's been great. Listeners of the Shenanigans podcast, thank you for listening. Stay Shay-mazing, and I will see you all next time. And that concludes this fortnight's installment of the Shenanigans podcast, Artist Edition with Ishana Sumazura. I am, of course, Ishana Sumazura. Feel free to subscribe to this channel and click the bell next to it, or if you're an audio listener, simply subscribe on your podcast platform of choice. If you have anyone you'd like to see on the podcast, or if you're an artist who would like to make an appearance, feel free to drop me a message on any of my socials. See you all next time.